What's going on there? Oh my god. Oh no.
Yes. Yes, let's do waifu.
Ow! Oh my god! Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do
Waifu.
You want a bad match?
Waifu is here.
What's going on there, everybody? David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fan the Train, episode 80. And sorry about Val trying to tickle me.
Yeah, waifu. Waifu.
Oh, come on. If you gotta get here from back, we have a storm behind us. So,
waifu.
oh my god. Just yanked me back, like, just yeeted me right back into you. Alright. If you like to see from thumbnail, yes, we do have another Heritage unit. CXX have another Heritage unit, but this time it in this chassis system, if y'all know what I mean. So yeah, look at that. Oops, hold on. Let me trick. Yeah, if y'all could see right there while I tricked the camera, it is raining in the background. So yeah. A little clever trick. It works. But wow. We got some crazy stuff to talk about today, if y'all know what I mean. And this little bug headache on our and do not tickle me.
Yes.
No. No.
Oh, I forgot to take that video.
Wait. Oh, let me get Gord on because me and Gord got some cool stuff to talk to y'all about, and it's about Train Sim World. So yeah.
David, love you. My hands on my face.
Alright, look like Gord is busy at the moment. Gold's will get him on. Let's see, Armin. Right now, let's try calling him. But yeah. Also, I do got a big announcement. Group will be starting back up this week on Thursday.
I thought we were doing train show.
Oh, we are? You little booty bomb. Look like Brightline's been busy.
So, Brightline, you're awesome, okay?
Oh wow, that ran over with. That didn't last long. But it's still thundering outside. But when Gordo on one got some train stuff to talk about. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So yeah. Also, Yellow Mellow Joshua. If you ever see this. Doot, doot. So yeah. We got Yellow Mellow Joshua. So yeah. Let's look at any of the train crew people are on. Let's check it. But yeah, the rain quit, that for sure. They don't last for long, but yeah. Ironically, normally not a rainy season for summer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to know when our rainy season is. It all the way next month. July, we are rainy season, and mid-August for the summertime. But, you know, it depends. Whew. Look like Jenna might be busy. You go are not online for the train group. But, yeah.
Well, even my aunt liked my post.
What? Your aunt?
Yeah, the one that you cannot treat people like garbage and worship God at the same time.
When you posted calling out that, you know, when you posted calling out that one person,
Mm-hmm.
am I right? See if he's busy. Seem like most of the people, because it is summer, to be honest, what I'm going to be on about. Summer is the more busier month for people, so you wonder why it's harder to get people on during the summertime. And you know.
Hello.
You doing good, man?
I'm alright. What's going on?
Hey, have you seen that post of the new CXX Heritage unit? They just made another one.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that. I'm busy right now.
Oh, you're busy?
Yeah, sorry to can't talk to you right now.
All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Thank you very much.
All right, later.
Okay.
All right, look like he busy, like what I said. The guys that I usually get on here are mostly busy birds. So, yeah. No, let's get Dave online. Had not had him in a while. And he run the YouTube channel 1976 Caboose. So, yeah. So, it's cool. But I also got stuff to talk about with it's up in y'all know I hate with the car infrastructure. And Alan Fisher already made a video about it, not even 24 hours after it happened. About the I-95 collapse. Or check with the I-90 bridge collapse in Philadelphia. So, yeah. But let's try to get Michael on. And one of my old co-worker. Because he was live streaming earlier. Mm-hmm. Ooh, what about the rain itself cleared out? Oh, let me try again with Michael. Oh, oh, yeah, he is live streaming right now too. But it's crazy. To be honest, this is what I'll be honest about. About a lot of crazy stuff that's happening right now. Bring one AMA. Gee, what about everybody accounts getting hacked? I don't know. Alright, this is what I'm not going to get. I know so many people and most of their accounts either get hacked or to deleted from existence. It's just crazy. So, yeah. Pretty annoying if y'all know what I mean. Then I have friends who have dead accounts. To be honest, I know way too many dead and inactive accounts. It's crazy. So, yeah. So that's something that I know. But yeah. Also, I did, and I will bring it up, I did saw a rare piece of rail equipment yesterday, and did well I was heading to work. I saw a self-propelled rail plane. The motorized one that run on their own. I saw one yesterday while heading to work. It was cool. I should have caught it on video, but I didn't. But I know where it parked at. Because it's right down in the siding. Right in the rip track right there before you get to the Transflow facility. So.
I like chocolates.
Seems like mostly everybody that I tried to do live streaming are busy or don't have the time. Is it really that hard to pop in, talk for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 4 minutes? Is it? Am I right, Val?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Not with the people that I normally talk to. Probably would be online right now. Oh, wait. It's till the middle of the day in... Oof. So, yeah. Would not be able to call Brightline right now. Not Brightline, but the Cargo Rail fan. Because it's not even after 6 there yet. Or technically it almost is, so he probably on his way home. So, yeah. But it's a... But, yeah. Now, I am thinking about getting back into Royal Fanning again. Again, because it's been almost 4 weeks, so yeah, a little too long. So I got to get back into seeing, if y'all know what I mean. So yeah, that's something I am thinking about getting back into. So yeah, but hopefully it's something I can say, if y'all know what I mean. Hmm. I'm checking who are online right now, if you know what I mean, because jeez, it's been one quiet week, if you know what I mean. Oh. Well, that sucked. It read something. Train killed someone in Texas. Looked like we had a numbskull trying to beat. Oh, Brightline, come on, bud. But yeah. Sundering and Sundering. But yeah.
Waifu. Waifu.
Not Val.
Waifu.
Doing that again.
Waifu. You're the one who know about the freaking waifu anyway.
Right.
Oh,
Come on.
imagine laying on RV.
Alright. Let me try to call him again. See if he can pick up this time. Let's check anybody. To be honest, there is one thing. Really? There one thing I'll be honest about. That it could be annoying sometimes. But yeah. Look like I might try to do the group chat in Charleston Sub AG. So that A-line updates. Let's see who's going to join. So, seem like everybody will be busy right now, if y'all know what I mean. But yeah, seem like everybody is busy or something. So yeah. Seem like alright, this is what I'm going. Everybody is busy. But when I'm busy, no one not. You know, I'm 2 point up and I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna be when everybody when I'm busy but everybody going in at me for do something or talk to them, I'm just gonna say nope. You wanna know why? If y'all do that to people that you talk to, and I'm even though about the live stream about train, and it's gonna be a quick change it for people who don't want to pick up or just want to annoy someone calling them. When you want to call someone and they don't pick up because you just ignored them, then you had it come to you. Learn to pick up and talk to someone and stop ignoring everything. That's something I'm going to bring up. But yeah. Let me call Michael again, see if he is available. One minute. Ah, there we go.
I'm busy.
Oh, hey,
I have a question.
yes.
When is Walmart getting new buggies?
Sometime in about a month or so from now. I really don't know.
Did they put it in order for them?
I talked to the new manager.
And what did he say?
He said he'll get down to it. Oh, speaking of that, you know our new front head manager?
Who?
I can't remember her name, but I called Butthead out in front of her.
He wrote you up?
What?
He wrote you up?
Nope. He was immoralized because I told her, well, this guy right here don't do hardly any work and you put the work on everybody else. And she said, okay. Because funny thing is, I was just coming back from break and he was wandering around the store when he saw her. So, oof, right there, you know?
Are you talking about, Are you talking about what's his name?
Yep.
That guy.
He was wondering and I called him out in front of the new manager, you know?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I told her, hey, I'm taking it back from break and she...
What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
It or her.
No, his name.
The one that got you terminated after you...
Yeah. Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
He's still working there. You know? But, yeah.
I'm about to be working at the James Island Walmart.
Oh. Alright. Hey, speaking of that, is it raining in your area? Because it got done raining here. Yep. I can see it right there, clear as day.
I'm on James Island.
I know. Oh, by the way, you already know I roasted you on your live stream.
Yeah. Where's Val?
Sleepy.
Val!
Mikey! Life
No!
Holy crap.
But
David.
Val right behind me, by the way.
I see that.
You know,
Hi, Val.
Hi, Chris. I got Michael. I kept saying Chris. Damn it.
Michael,
I've seen y'all after.
you know Val got a job now.
Where she work?
Hardy's.
She works at the Hardee's here in Ravenel.
I love that for her.
Michael, here, teen. Val have not been working there for a year yet, and she already got 4 raises. Am I right?
Maybe 3.
What's that say?
Walmart.
Walmart.
See, look. Read that.
Oh, it It's blurry on my team.
Attention.
It says our shop trucks will lock if taken beyond the parking lot boundary. The boundary is marked by a series of special yellow lines.
Hmm.
And you know what will lock it?
Mm-hmm.
This wheel right here.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's different from that one.
I don't understand why our Walmart cannot do that, you know?
And this is the tilt. This keeps it from lifting up the front wheel so it won't lock.
I know. Jane
You know,
is,
Target has these.
to be honest, that anti-Jane and anti-Lily Jane, because I used to like doing wheelies in those buggies, you know?
Y'all, your Walmart needs to get these. Because I'm tired of seeing them at Harris Teeter or in the woods or...
Tell me about it.
There's some in the woods over by where they're doing construction.
I know.
They won't let y'all get them?
Nope.
Why?
Because it's not on Walmart property.
And they can... So we can have those buggies?
Nope, but someone hired to have to go out there and get it. And the thing is that the new guy done talked to them. He said that we're supposed to get 200 new buggies. Hopefully he being on it, and we don't have to wait until half a year, if you know what I mean.
When will they be here?
Probably around August or September if we're lucky, you know?
Do y'all need new buggies?
Yes.
Why?
Some of the old ones are starting to get locked up and the wheels are not working properly. You know?
Y'all still have Harris Teeter buggies there?
So we have 4 of them.
Are they together or are they all around the parking lot?
Mostly around the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Do you have any from Target?
1, but we don't know where it went.
You had one from Target?
Yeah. We had one from Target, but we don't know where it is.
What happened to it?
Probably some homeless person came and got it and took it off.
When was this?
Probably about 2 to 3 weeks ago, actually.
What color was it?
It was a gray. Like
Gray and what?
I believe gray and red.
Was it plastic?
Yep. But yeah.
How long has it been there?
Probably about 8 months before it disappeared again. But
And
yeah.
do you have any other buggies that are not y'all's?
No, still have the same old buggy from when you used to work at my Walmart.
What buggy?
The one from down, I can't remember, Bilo. If you remember.
The plastic one?
Yes.
The OG Walmart one?
We still have that OG buggy, surprisingly.
What about that Costco one?
Yep, we still have that one too. Oh, speaking of that, Michael.
What?
Me and Val are going to the water park week after group.
We're going on Wednesday.
You lucky son of a gun. Oh, wait, it's supposed to rain Wednesday.
Very funny.
But me and Val...
Wait a minute. Do y'all have any from Food Lion or Lowe's Foods?
Nope.
What about Marshall's?
Nope.
Oh, speaking of that, the rain have ended here. You probably already heard what I said.
Yeah. Any new buggies?
No, not... It's been over a year, but we have not had anything new yet. If you know what I mean.
How many Harris Teeter buggies have y'all gotten since I've left?
Maybe 2, maybe 4 sometime.
And where are they?
They're mostly scattered about the parking lot. If you know what I mean. They're mostly scattered in the parking lot.
I'll be right back. Don't hang up.
All right. Well, Mike will have hijacked the live stream a little bit. So, yeah. All right, Sydney, $1. Yeah, that should be enough for the bus ride Wednesday to work. You tickle me, so I get to tickle you.
Waifu.
No.
Waifu.
I want to show you something.
All
Load
right.
up your Walmart shopping. Ready, Steve?
I'm ready.
Waifu.
Oh no, our Walmart have not got those.
What happened to them?
I don't know. Oops, sorry, Val.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry, I just sat on Val by
Oh,
accident.
fuck. Oh, fuck.
Are y'all ever going to get any?
Maybe we're not really sure yet.
Let's watch Twilight Eclipse.
But yeah. Hey, well, the rain ended here, so everything should be good.
What about the chipmunks?
Speaking of that, Mike.
I have a question.
Yes.
Will you let me know when y'all get new buggies?
Oh, I will. I will.
Did y'all get any new mules?
We are both be getting another new meal soon. They already put an order out for a third meal. So we'll have 3 of them. So we'll be back up to 3 of them for a while until, they decide to get rid of the other one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have a question.
What the...
Where's... oh my god, no, I want to do the... Okay. Defrag.
What the question, Michael?
Hang on. Hang on, I'm about to find it.
All right. I'm just waiting on... Heck, I need to get a new tablet. Check Discord. See who online again. Y'all know who I'm really waiting on. So what were you trying to ask me, Michael?
Not that I'm trying to... Hang on.
Because I am live streaming on YouTube right now.
Oh god. Seriously?
We've been running for a good bit and you didn't now notice?
I'm trying to find something that I know will make you laugh.
Malachi, can you scoot over some? Because you're starting to push me off the bed. Oh, oh my god, you didn't near if me. Oh my god. Well, you did knock your bag over because of that. Ugh. Well, I'm on the edge.
Oh!
Like,
Go sexy. Ah!
there we go.
Oh my fuck.
Cheap mount. Center
I'll
yourself.
try. Okay.
Please.
Those are my damn self, David.
I get you need a tickle.
No. No.
No, Michael.
Why for? David, I'm taking a freaking white forest.
But yeah, we got new workers, by the way, Michael.
Yay.
We got back up to about 7 now. I don't know how long that's going to last before, we go back down to just 4 again,
Yeah.
That I'll be on it about. Because, to be honest, what I'll be on it about is that some of the guys are mixed when it comes to hard work. But don't get me wrong, most of the guys are hard workers. If you know what I mean. So we finally got them good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, the background.
What?
Oh, that background looked cheesy. Oh god, 1 minute, my something lagging. There we go. That is one cheesy looking background.
I know.
It looked awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god.
What am I?
You look like a big turd. My God, say hi to the live viewers.
Dollars people watching. Look at her. Look at her.
Look like we got the poopy squad. Hey, well. Ooh, golden color out there. Hey, Michael. I get you're a turd head now. Turd head Michael.
Don't make fun of my head. At least I have this beautiful face. I have the beautiful face here.
You got a turd head Michael.
My face is beautiful. My face isn't beautiful. That's disgusting.
Yep, brother.
Ew.
Look at the turd face.
Turd face. Oh, that was my face.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. Turd face. Oh my god. Just getting a quote make it even more funny. Michael, I took screenshots of it. Oh, we got Michael the vacuum.
I'm not a vacuum.
Yes, you are. Well, I'm taking time to let the dogs out to terrorize this vacuum.
Dang, this floor's dirty. I like this filter.
You like it because you gotta fed it with vacuums. Oof.
There was a Walmart one, so I did that.
But yeah. Well, I gotta check if some of the other guys are online.
What kind of vacuum do you have? Did you get a new one?
Not yet. My mom is still trying to find one.
What's wrong with yours?
Well, my engine burnt out in it.
What kind is it?
I can't remember exactly.
What color is it?
It's a purple one.
Is it upright or is it cord or is it a stick vacuum?
It was a cordless one.
Can I see the vacuum?
We already threw it away.
No. Stop doing that. That's not good. What kind of have you seen any shopping carts?
In my area,
Yeah.
not as far out because we don't have that much of a homeless problem out here.
Now, have you seen any Walmart shopping carts out in your area?
One time, and that was almost 4 months ago,
Where was it? Where was it?
right in our Food Lion parking lot. To be honest, I was surprised that got as far as it did out here, you know?
Yeah.
That was insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, talk to you later, Michael?
Wait a minute. You have a shopping cart near your house?
Wait, what?
You have a shopping cart near your house?
Nope.
Where's the closest store to your house?
About an 8-minute drive from my house. It's about an 8-minute drive, but, you know, it's not that far. But, yeah, but it's the Food Line, by the way.
What?
It's the Food Line that is 8 minutes from my house.
What's a Bissell?
Come on. Oh, all right. But yeah, but I'll talk to you later, Michael.
Okay.
Later.
Right.
Again? later.
Bye.
Whew, there we go. Let's see any. Oh, I'm probably going to get roasted for this. Jackie Elizabeth online. Oh yeah, gonna be a little hard because Elizabeth worked for Norfolk Southern. Let's check Ely online. But yeah. Oh, look like he's busy too. One of the reasons why I'll be on it. One of the reasons why I do my live stream during the weekends. That'll be one of the reasons why. LOL. But yeah. I'm gonna drop the deuce back. But yeah. Waiting on people to join. I'll be honest, I'm always waiting on people to join, no matter what. Hmm. USA. I'm second for some of the guys. Oh, what it saying about me? It is hard getting people on that. I'm not gonna lie about. Oh. We only got Michael on. That was.
Ah! You told me. No, boy, what is it?
Well, you're a little booty bum. But yeah. To be honest, I would probably just have started it last night. It would have probably been easier. But you know, long as you get on or do use YouTube, you do make mistakes after you know so much. That I'll be on it about. Because what I'm going to bring up, I have made mistake before. Well, on YouTube. So yeah. But yeah. Hold on 1 minute. There is a self-propelled rail crane parked in the RIP track here in Ravenel. Self-propelled rail crane. And hmm. Hmm. Seems like remotely everybody is busy. You know, I just have took them screenshot of that self-propelled crane. Heck, if I'm lucky tomorrow and I catch it, you know I'm going to take photos of it. If I'm lucky and I'm able to catch it. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Let me see. I'm probably going to go back to this sport to be honest. On its own time, it can be hard. Hmm. Oh, the man from Tokyo, please be ready. But yeah, to be honest, oh come on. This is one thing that I'll be honest about. Sorry. Oh, bollocks. Will you pick up? To be honest, there one thing I'll be honest with, I do miss a good old day where Dimitri come on. Not on my live stream, but when he does his live stream. To be honest, that one reason why I started doing this, if y'all know what I mean. Like, he is one of the reasons why I actually started doing this. To be honest, let's see who. Let me try in my own Discord. Because, to be honest, everybody remotely busy. Now, let's just wait and see who comes online. But, I'll be honest. What did live stream would both be about the new CXX Heritage unit because, yeah, they made another one. And it's been almost exactly over a month since the last one, so they're probably going to make another one next month and then 1 month after, you know? And to be honest, this is what I see happening. I do see CXX making multiple Heritage units out the year. So, yeah. Wow. Not gonna lie. Look way better out there. By the way, a little bit I'm messing around because Val, you tickled me at the beginning, so I have every right to do it to you. But yeah. And yeah, I'm seeing any of the other rail guys are on. To be honest, this is what I'll be honest about. But it sucks. And I mean, it sucked doing live stream like this during the week because, you know, it's hard, if y'all know what I mean. I might do, you know, set up my life, not live stream, but my job because, you know, probably have a better chance on American Roll Call because you gotta wait for people. But to be honest, this is what I'll be honest about. That new CXX Heritage unit is pretty gnarly. And that I'm not going to lie about. Like, that whole new locomotive, gnarly and cool. And wow. It did crazy when you just think about it.
Oh, David.
Oh, fucking bell right behind me. But to be honest, there sometimes it could be hard if y'all know what I mean. Like it's something I'm not gonna lie about. It could be hard getting people on if you know what I mean. But yeah. Whew. But, Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm. To be honest, it can be pretty annoying, you know. But I'll be honest. There are reasons why you don't see me roping. I mean, not roping, but live streaming during the week like this because what you been at online? Been Lego movies. If you know what I mean. Y'all don't know what I mean. Been NFL YouTuber. And also a friend of mine in real life. Nose is itching. But yeah. Look like he's busy right now too. Not gonna lie, it is kind of hard. Hey man, you doing good? Hey, you doing good right now?
Hold on a second, just gonna get off my
All right.
1 second. I'm sorry, I was watching some videos.
Oh,
What's up?
you doing good? Hey, have you seen the CXX new Heritage unit?
I've seen videos of it. Basically, I think they have at least one on Believe It, which is
Two.
good.
They have two now.
I think they're gonna do.
They have.
I don't know how many they're gonna do. You know what's the
They
numbers?
have two. They have two now. Another one of the Sassy system.
Jesse. Okay, that's really good. Okay.
And they already are screenshot of it. They're doing it to like the B&O one, so it's gonna be a fade.
Okay, because are they doing kind of like UP how they did the Heritage thing, how they did it, where it was like a take on the thing, but it's not an exact replication of the original livery. You know what I mean? There you go. Thank you. Yeah, nice. Wow.
You know, people are still crapping on the other one, and now they're crapping on this one too. Like, come on, like.
You know, people obviously with the big one I didn't like about UPs, of course, was the SP1. You know, because I felt like the paint scheme serves that they had for their daylight or the other the bloody nose. Their paint scheme was really classic and looked really nice, but. I get it, designers want to come with something different, but, and there's also the question of, what they have to do legally, obviously, for there's a legal stuff, I think, from the standpoint of maintaining the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Designers saying part of the reason why they're doing it right.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Oh, speaking of that, did you heard about that big interchange collapse on I-95 up in Pittsburgh? Not Pittsburgh, but Philadelphia?
Philadelphia. I saw Adam something's video about that, yes.
Dude, the wonders of car infrastructure. Car infrastructure really do suck. Am I right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the one thing I will say is he even made a great point about the Bay Area. To remember they had that not too long ago when that truck caught on fire and similar issue. The problem is that we have people that are building these that are not, like you said, it doesn't make sense why it takes so long to get them to get repair.
I know.
Like even saying, perfect example of this is the Bay Bridge in the Bay Area, right? How it took years and years for them to. I mean, I guess they had to redo the whole entire eastern span, but the point was still, it's just like they just take a long time to do stuff. It gets very frustrating.
I know. The other thing that I will bring up is that Alan Fisher, like, it was not even 24 hours later and he done a video about it, you know?
No, he's good. I mean, look, some guys I could say, like, Reese with his videos, it depends on your style, right? You know, if you're doing a talking head video with a few photos, it's a lot easier to just slim stuff out, than if you got a lot more intricate production pipeline, the best way to describe it,
To be honest, I agree with a lot of it's up because I have a driver permit. And me and my wife, we're both autistic. And to be honest, it's hard to because we live out in a town and we only get one bus in the morning, one in the afternoon to head to the city. Problem is that everything is built for the car. Like 90% of the U.S. is built for a car, and people who are unable to drive, who are literally are poor. Like there are a lot of disabled people out there who don't have money, who are dirt cheap poor, to the point where they can't even do Ubers. They can't even have rides to pick them up. Am I right?
I'm aware that there are programs for elderly people. There's in the Bay Area, again, where I used to live, by the way,
I know.
The Bay Area.
Oh, speaking of that, they're testing out the electrification there now. They are setting train running, so that's something to look forward to.
Saw the video about that, which is awesome to see that the Stadler sets finally,
give it about another... They should be up and running at the beginning of 2024, So that's crazy.
I think, I don't know if they still have a little section, I think, because I'm watching the cab ride videos that people have done recently. Well, not cab rides, but, like the cab car front window thing, rail front window. They think they have a middle section they still got to complete, I think, but they're doing pretty good with, the progress, which is good,
And Dana, and if you remember Alan Fisher video, like, this is what I'm going to be honest. I love it how Alan Fisher called out the NIMBYs on how they criticize California high-speed rail, but they never criticize Interstate 69,
Well, here's the problem, basically, right? And this is the thing. You watch the Roaming Rail Fans videos I sent, possibly?
Yes.
Okay, so and obviously, of course, you're familiar with Brightline, what they're doing, obviously, in Florida, and how fast that's gone. And I assume maybe you watched the videos also from the latest videos from the guys from Brightline West,
Yep.
And the thing is that California, and this is the issue here, California, it seems like, you're building something brand new that we've never done in the United States before. However, they might be doing it
totally
a little more gold-plated, let's just say, because what Brightline West is going to do is use freeway median basically there between, Las Vegas and Los Angeles, more like LA Basin, Rancho Court, whatever. And the point is, it looks like they're really aggressively trying to do it like in a 4-year time frame, basically. So my whole entire point is, and I look at the cost of things like that, what they're doing, private investment, that kind of stuff, and public as well, and what California is doing, and I wanted to get this stuff done. I realized just like, China can build all this stuff very quickly because they get the process down. It's like, I'm sure the same thing with road networks. It took a while for us to figure out how to build bridges and the roads and the surfaces and everything else.
To be honest, we knew how to build railroads, and we just threw that out of the window and started building a highway. And if you remember back in the day, everything was built walkability, accessibility, like you were able to walk everywhere. Heck, you've been able to take a train or anything to get somewhere, but when the late 40s through the 50s came around, everything it did what I would say, we literally bulldoze everything to the ground for the car.
Right. So here's my take on what happened here, basically, okay? Again, so I'm not that old, basically, to be able to be around in the 50s and everything, which I wish I was, actually, some ways. But the issue I see it is we made some bad choices, right, to say that we were going to fully put the accelerator on to build out the highway system and do some airplane stuff, right? And we decided badly to only allow those two modes to get money instead of looking at the railroads and saying, well, look, if the railroads needed money, which I'm sure they did at that time, we should have gotten some money going to get the railroads fixed up, so we'd have that as a third option, right?
Well, the problem.
Secondarily, well, go ahead.
Well, the problem is that all that money that came to build the airport and interstate did not came from the government. It really did not. You want to know where the money really came from?
Sure, tell me, basically.
It was forcibly taken from the railroads. It was literally actually forcibly taken from the railroad and given to their competent. And their competent was made tax-free. And to be honest, that right there is a middle finger to the railroad and saying, hey, we don't care about you paying up. PO 89 is going by the Palmetto Amtrak.
Right.
Amtrak did pass.
I know that we had some. Remember, of course, we're speaking of railroads for a second, because I know some of the railroads were hanging on they're tried. I mean, remember, you probably heard the stories about some of the executives that really loved their passenger trains, and they ran them at a loss, because they wanted to keep them going, and ultimately it just was a situation where the railroads got screwed, basically. Now, in some ways, they're kind of going backwards now. The railroads are screwing everyone, including the big shippers now, because these 2 mile long freight trains they're running that are not running often enough, and Congress has to smack them down and everything, including but.
Well, CSX is getting rid of PSR, and also there are rumors that CSX might be bringing back the Tropicana juice train. So
that's good to hear, because I look at these big shippers, and there isn't really another option for some of these guys, right? Because realistically, you can't mode shift. Certain things have to go via rail. It's not just an option to say hire enough truckers. There are enough truckers out there, especially ones with specialized training for the ones that are like the cargo, the dangerous cargo, basically. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the problem is those things that they have to have the certifications to do that. And the roads can't handle it too. We beat up our roads enough with these trucks already. So I'm just like, that's why we can't just let the railroad just profit to the nth degree with the PSR stuff, right?
I know.
I'm not talking to people about this, but here's my take on this. Number one, I would say that I would like to take something that the UK does and make a different version for the US, like Network Rail, but something like that, because I believe, and this is the thing for me anyway, so watch this guy named Mark McCowan, the guy used to work for UP, basically in the Tehachapi region, working for UP for a track guy, basically. And, the thing is that the more they lay people off and they are cheaping out on the infrastructure side, it hurts the passenger trains, Amtrak particularly, of course. And, realistically, it also means we're not getting the tracks we need. So they'll basically take something from double track to the single track. I guess I know PNSF's doing some stuff double track under Transcon, but do this or make it so Amtrak gets more teeth in, they have the ability to go out the railroads if they're putting them, sidelining Amtrak too much. Yes, I understand occasionally, but if it happens too many times, it shows a pattern of just neglect, that they don't care.
And maliciousness. Because let's not forget that BNSF on purpose used to make Amtrak train late. CSX is playing nice now, but if you remember before Amtrak started setting out the Gulf Coast service that they're planning to bring to August, to be honest, what I'll be honest about that is that CSX was literally ruthless enough to tear up sidings to stop Amtrak. That was this sneaky.
I just don't understand legally, and I've talked to other people about this, and I really would love to understand. Somebody who knows this is, okay, if I have a contract to provide the service, right? Okay, a natural disaster happens, something that was not out of anybody's control, right? A hurricane comes in, fires come in, whatever. Like UP's had fires. I mean, in here, I'm not here in Northern Ireland right now, but they've had fires in the Cascade areas and things like that. With destroyed infrastructure, even down in Sacramento as well. That didn't stop them from running the Coast Starlight. So I don't get the idea that Amtrak decided when they were suspending the service, what ended up happening there that kept them from not being able to resume the service that they originally were doing because nothing had changed. I mean, once the tracks get fixed, that should not rip up the contract. It's not like that should be legal.
I know. Problem is that it was. What I'll be on it about, and what the problem was that CSX denied them from running back on the line, saying there was too much storm damage and stuff. And I knew that was BS. You know, let's be honest,
Right.
that was just some BS they did to stop Amtrak from trying to get train back up and running on that part of the line. With pretty evil and sneaky. You know, don't get me wrong. You got to be a supervillain to do that crap. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, again, my problem about this stuff comes down to, at the end of the day, yes, their job is to run freight. As a matter of fact, that's even what that Andy Muller guy, I think the guy from Reading and Northern, really cool guy, CEO, right? That's
I
what
know.
I'm talking about, right?
You know, we talked about letting Amtrak run trains on the line. There a reason why they are fully, you know, doing PCC because we talking about letting Amtrak use their line.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
That's what I heard from a friend of mine who worked for the Reading and Northern. He said that the reason why they're putting PCC in is for they can bring Amtrak up there. Plus, they're thinking about trying to bring their own passenger service.
Well, and they could. I mean, realistically, you see what he's doing. I mean, you want to talk about some guy that runs the railroad the right way. From what I understand, you know, I haven't been out there yet, but I do hopefully get a chance to go out there soon. You know, they really do run it a top-notch operation. I mean, for the passenger stuff and the freight stuff run well as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The point I guess getting back to the Amtrak stuff and the stuff here to me was more about the fact that, you know, Amtrak should not be sidelined and be treated like a second class citizen, especially for BNS or for wherever coast railroad they're on.
Mm-hmm.
It was our job, you know, we're taking the public is taking the responsibility off the hands of the railroad. It's kind of like the least they can do, you know, is let us, you know, operate the services over the lines we originally had agreed to, and quite honestly have the ability to renegotiate occasionally for additional services. You know, again, track and time, I get it. You paid for a slot, the same way the railroads for the airplane guys had to do during the COVID and everything. You know, there was a whole other reason why they're running empty airplanes, because I get those gate spaces basically are worth a lot of money. That slot at the gate, you know, when you slide your airplane in the gate, you know, and railroads, similar thing, track and time. I understand, but here's the deal: if you're doing PSR and you're not like running as many trains as often, you have a lot of track and time available. You know, assuming you're not talking about doing some major infrastructure upgrade, like we talk about, you know, with but BNSF's doing some places and that kind of stuff, you know, with Transcon, let's say, you know. But yeah, I mean, and I would say the other thing, of course, to talk about things that are going on in the world of transportation and stuff. Of course, you know, I would say that when we got into ripping up the streetcar systems, that was a bad thing. But once we did that, I feel like, you know, watching Reese videos, you know, not got a chance to ride the SkyTrain yet, but I've ridden other APM automatic people movers, and I would just say that I would wish we had done, you know, instead of putting streetcars back in and everything else, and, you know, that stuff, if we'd done more of a, you know, copy Vancouver's model, you know, and said, okay, different cities that are going to put these systems in, just put in like SkyTrain models, you know, where it can be automated, and it's not like you have to have an operator, you know. But train stuff, yeah, it's nice to see CSX doing this stuff, and I'm glad to see they're going to have, you know, more out there, and glad they aren't doing the BNSF logo units and everything else, which is,
I know.
you know,
To be honest, the
BNSF could totally, they have a lot of great roads that they could pay homage to, you know.
I know, and instead they do a sticker unit with everything on it, like say, here, have your foamer and deal with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at least, I mean, sure, Virtual Rail Fan and others can get videos or photos, people get photos and stuff of it, but yeah, it's not the same, no question about that, as having a heritage, you know, S unit. But you know what? It's their railroad to run. In this case, you know, Buffett's railroad to run the way he wants to, in essence, more or less. So,
to be honest, the guy is going to run the railroad in the ground. I'm not trying to hate the guy, but To be honest, and I'm going to be brutally honest, I hate BNSF will probably not last another 2 decades.
Yeah, no, it's the problem is that as a host railroad, basically for Amtrak, and they're just what they do. Yeah, I mean, they're not doing the right things. I know they have their attendance issue with some of the employees, and I'm not happy. I'm not happy with whether they're treating the employees, because I feel like at a certain point they're squeezing them too much, and Wall Street gets the money, and the employees get to work to death, basically, and literally sometimes they're really just.
I know, and BNSF and now one of the most hated railroads in the U.S.
I was thinking Norfolk Southern because that Palestine thing, basically. That
nope, BNSF. Surprisingly, it's not Norfolk Southern, but it actually BNSF, and the reason why was because they've been working their workers to death with the highest biz policy.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're talking about. You're talking the employees? Yes, I'm sure that's the case. I've heard some interesting stories about all the railroads, honestly. You hear us because, in our community, rail fan community. And NS definitely they all have their issues as far as employee relations and stuff. I guess my point about the East Palestine accident they had, which, it's like you do this stuff and you contaminate a town and you cause people to get sick and stuff like that. And it's like, somebody who likes railroads, I hate the fact that they get a black eye from the public, because I feel like, they only do it more efficiently to move stuff around. Of course, for those that we love trains, it's fun to see them and everything else. Yeah, I just hate to see them doing that stuff, when they're cutting it down to such a point where they're just running trains not safely, let's just say. And it's not the employee's fault.
What I'll be on about, the sad part that I'll be on about is that only 19% of freight is moved by train in the U.S., and the rest is moved by truck. That's pretty bad.
Are you sure the Middle Shore is that load? I thought it was higher than that. Did you watch that? Was a real life lore video basically had? They're talking about this stuff, and others have talked about this too. We do, I know our numbers are higher than most everywhere else in the world, I believe. Our modal share of freight, on trains versus elsewhere. I think it's higher than that, I think. But it might be, I have to look it up, basically. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I thought it was a higher number, basically. But,
to be honest, we run too much up by truck. We tear everything down and say, oh, here a big, humongous, ugly-looking parking lot where you could drop trucks off in. To be honest...
Here's the thing. You're right about that. Here's the deal. Now, I will basically really get after the government for doing this, which is, okay, you let these Class 1s basically run around and get merged up and everything, right? Because when I was growing up, I remember, Western Pacific and GNRGW and all these, fallen flags, I think, and this is the deal, a lot of these freight shipping docks used to have train sightings, but the freight railroads decided they don't want to mess with the switching business anymore. They just want long haul stuff. Across the United States, I get that, very profitable. However, I would have said, okay, if you're going to merge, UPS, SP, basically, GNRG, whatever, you're going to merge up, okay, you have to sell off the switching stuff and have it operated by a third party, like one of these, like Tennessee, Wyoming, or somebody like that. You know what I mean, right? So it's almost like with the telecom companies. It's like you say, it's okay. If you let AT&T become AT&T anymore and just gobble all that stuff up, fine, but don't make it so I only have just AT&T and Verizon. Let's make sure you have other options. That's all I'm just saying. And in the case of railroads, I'm saying, because then we could have still kept those shipping docks and have this available for freight service from the railroads, not just shipping from trucks. Because I remember, you've seen the picture. I'm sorry, the maps. Open Railroad Maps and others, basically. Rail Guide, places like that, where they have these classic. You can see the lines where they used to be. Even Google Maps.
Oh yeah, we used to have my home city of Troughton. I mapped out and looked at some of the old sky shots sent back from the 50s. We used to have a massive rail hub. Literally, we had branch lines. There one branch line that I know very well called the Old Krogan Branch is now called the Ashley Greenway. It was torn up in 1982, but it had been an old branch line that had all the way down to 48 Lumber before they tore that down and turned that into a California Dreamin' restaurant. Then we had another line called the Old Charleston and Savannah Sub and there were a lot of customers on that line. Heck, we had an old rail yard here where I live in Ravenel, South Carolina, and track here used to split and head down to a dry dock building yard down in Yemassee, South Carolina.
Right. Well, I mean, and I just say from my state, from the Bay Area, remember there used to be a lot of freight spurs south San Francisco. Used to have Bayshore, used to have a yard there where it served those, not just up and down the peninsula. There were a bunch of industries that were served along the peninsula area, and including definitely East Bay and everything. And just saying, and not that all those industries stay around now, because of course some stuff makes more sense for residential or other kinds of businesses. But the point is that once those freight docks get picked up, and it makes you could. Your business elsewhere, people do that and then move to the Central Valley or whatever. Even this, we used to have cranes that were doing shipping on the perishable, from the Central Valley, that kind of stuff in California, and fruit growers, that kind of stuff, fruit and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it sucks. And I obviously when I see one of those warehouses for Amazon or Walmart or whatever, everything else, you see it like in Phoenix, places like that. Was massive, with freight docks, with trucks, and you're like, such a missed opportunity,
I know.
Stuff on the trains. I mean, assuming again, we're not dealing with cargo theft and everything else, which is a big. Not just California.
Now here, Teen, this is what I'm going to bring up. When you abandon a rail line, you have a high probability of killing off small town and big towns. And I'm going to bring up one example, and it in California, Eureka, California. You know that place?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Let's be honest, that town is dying, That town is just... Yeah. You have to agree with me on that town is dying right now.
Yeah. No, and it's partly, again, people who live there, I can definitely tell you for a fact that they are not... Some of the people they don't want that kind of industry there, and fine, whatever, but... I mean, I know there has been proposals, you're probably aware, of having that to be another port, basically to rival, not really rival, but to be like Oakland or something else,
To be honest, here, Jane, like, rebuild the line through the Ill Canyon, am I right? Like, rebuild it. Like, rebuild the track.
The only problem, because I mean, I'm aware of that area because I guess it's in California and stuff, is that the problem is it's windy basically, and it takes so long to get like from there down and then out, to where you really want to go. That and I was talking to somebody about this. That let me get my map up. Give me a sec here. Give me a sec here. We're talking about here, California.
But here, Jane, all they need to do is probably to bore a tunnel straight through the mountain, right through to, and. It'll be expensive at first, but in the long run, it will save money. Like, here, Jane, the job that is more expensive up front is much cheaper in the long run. Job cheaper in the front is more expensive in the long run. Am I right?
Well, yeah, so what I was talking about is, Route 299 or Route 36, basically, either way, that kind of makes its way across east or west, or however you want to look at it. Basically, that kind of makes its way over either Red Bluff or Redding, where they could tie into the UP line over there, which would probably, new alignments. The way I look at it this way, right? We could do channel tunnels, we could do Gothard-based tunnels, we could do all sorts of stuff nowadays. We have TBMs, we have new tools in our toolbox, And I look, and obviously, if it had to go through a long tunnel, of course, this could be electrified, of course, like anything else, if we wanted to, but it could just be a situation where it's a shuttle train that gets it just where it needs to go, Point is that because if it had to go through a long tunnel, is my point. You aren't dealing with the exhaust fumes and stuff. Anyways,
now
I'm just like, that would be a way you get that going there. But I just don't know if Eureka really needs that or wants it. Basically,
to be honest,
capacity currently right now in Oakland, whether or not that has, is it backed up enough? Because like I know Port of LA, basically Long Beach, during the pandemic got really screwed basically, and we need additional ports, the way I see it, because...
what I'll be honest about, the only people who are dead against the rail line are NIMBY. Like, I already have a friend who is from Eureka, California. He said the moment that the line got abandoned in 1996 from that major flood, he said the moment that line got got flooded, and they did not allow them to rebuild it the moment that town started dying. Like, literally,
Yeah.
he told me that they were actually planning to rebuild the line, but the NTSB, and I will say that someone paid the NTSB off to deny them. Like, they're proof that the NTSB, or like the Rail Transportation Board, was paid off to stop that line from being rebuilt. And
that's unfortunate, like I said, because again, I look at some of these jobs that are actually good jobs, and the fact that when that stuff goes away, well, again, like you said, the town's dying, and I've driven across parts of the West Coast here, and you see places where they used to have people living, and it's just ghost town. It's sad, it's like.
And Dane Edge, he said the moment that line got shut down and forced to be abandoned, like the line had no choice. It was forced to be abandoned by corruption. And Dane Edge said that he said the moment that happened, drug use in that town went up, like gang violence. Heck, and here, Jane, I looked at Google Maps of the little river where all the eco people are saying, stop the line from being rebuilt. The reason why is because I found out most of the people who are protesting against the line being rebuilt have actually criminal records of drug possession,
It's a known thing in California, especially that area, that obviously, the drugs, more the pot, basically, what you call it, has been a thing up there, and actually you would see, I think the cartels, basically, again, I'm not saying this for a fact, but I think it's actually the Mexican cartels, but either way, basically, it's a big deal up there, and I've watched videos about this where they had, drug enforcement, DEA, try to find the pot plants. Anyways, the point is, yes, a lot of people want that to be like an area where people don't think about, where they can do their drug activities.
And funny thing is, the Eel River, where the old abandoned line goes through, that area is remote enough where nobody would discover it. Funny thing is, you can actually see the chemical and stuff coming off into the water from some of the pot farms,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can tell, like, the people who are eco people saying, do not rebuild the line. Do not build the line. The only reason they're doing it because they're getting paid by someone who have a farm truck or a weed farm out there. And let's be honest, moment that line get rebuilt, they won't be able to do their illegal business anymore because you will have train going by, and next thing you know, you got the cops coming right on your ass. Am I right?
Obviously, because people are going to see it from the train, and I can see similar thing might be what's going on with the Fort Bragg to Willits line. I guess they have a tunnel that needs to get rebuilt or something like that. I don't know the full story on that line, the skunk train, But I remember riding that years ago, decades ago anyways. That was a fun ride and everything,
Well, the skunk train, they're running it again. Like, the line, it's back up anyway.
I didn't think the tunnel got rebuilt. I think they had a tunnel that had a problem or something.
The tunnel was rebuilt. They rebuilt the tunnel.
Okay. Ideally, I'd love to see some sort of service that would look at between Willits and south down to the Bay Area.
One of the hope is smart,
where
like
they could run the 2472 or the steam locomotive they have up there now, right?
Smart, the commuter rail Smart.
Yep.
They actually do haul freight too now. Like, Smart brought the freight, so if both freight and passenger. And here, funny thing, they have plans to rebuild all the way up to where the Skunk Railroad is.
Oh, that's good to hear, because honestly, like I said, that would be a awesome tie-in. Because then, like I said, you could take the train up there, transfer to the other train, get on the skunk train, take it out the coast, back and forth. If they set the schedules up right, obviously, you could get something that would be a full day trip.
And here, crazy Jane, like, you can actually, if they did think about it, Amtrak can actually, decide to, operate a train from there up to, skunk, to the skunk train, that would work even greater because, that would be a big area for Amtrak with tourism,
Well, and the one that I think was good for Amtrak California, with, you're aware of Sears Point, right?
Yes.
And we ran those, like, I think 10-car, they were running 10-car trains of the California, whatever, out there, basically, because obviously Sears Point, is congested out there whenever they're race day. So it's nice to be able to take some of the load off the roads there that don't have the capacity really to handle, when the road races happen. So they unfortunately, I don't think they're doing that now, but that was a nice service they were offering. I think from Sacramento and from the Bay Area, they were offering it in there basically because
I remember I used a lot of YouTube videos of it. Like I used a lot of Amtrak train on YouTube running down that line back in the day, on video.
Yeah, and like I said, and of course the other one I wish they could do, but obviously it's too far away right now currently, and it doesn't connect. But the Laguna Seca one, it's down by Monterey, but that UP severed that branch, and then it's a whole entire thing, anyways. But I wish they could get that down to that area there, basically, because that would be another nice thing to get people who want to go to races down there again. Train. It's like City Nerd. You watch City Nerd on YouTube, right? I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talked about accessibility to these ballparks and things like that. So number of videos, good videos on that.
I know. I like City Nerd videos. Now with the high speed run, I do have make the Pendleton on because there are so much more that he need to look into on that. Because let's be honest, and I'm going to be honest about that. When we have high speed rail, like let's be honest, if it's cheaper, people are going to use it over planes, and let's be honest, no one want to get a pat down from,
Here's the deal. This is exactly what the guy said that was in charge of the Brightline, basically. He basically said, and this is the, statement is true. If it's cheap, too far to drive, too long, too short to fly or whatever. There's a flying driving thing where 300 to 400 miles, if you're right in that sweet spot there, you definitely can capture a lot of passengers.
I know.
Want to go between point A and point B, which is again the whole reason why those corridors we're looking at. The one definitely Las Vegas to Los Angeles. LA is a big, area, of course. But
Atlanta to Charlotte, Atlanta to Savannah. Heck, funny thing is that
Texas Central. I hope they pick up this Texas Central stuff as a part 2 once they get the Brightline West thing going and successful. They get the let's say momentum going there. They can get Texas Central going. And honestly, I look at not just Houston to Dallas. We have a whole entire trifecta of things. Places there. You can go over to San Antonio / Austin, and then also back up to Dallas, Fort Worth area, and you could cover a lot of the metro area there with a nice high-speed rail system that could just be a way to get around Texas.
All right. Now here, James, the people who are going to be dead against it are the airline and the car companies and big oil.
So yeah, I know that Southwest, obviously, of course, and others, right? Will obviously lobby against it.
Did like they did Brightline, and I'm friends with Demetrius. Like I talk to him on a live stream all the time, and he even did a video about it on his YouTube channel.
Well, no, I watched a program just the other day by somebody else, not Dimitri. I know you're talking about. There's a program, a guy talked about the issues down in Orlando, that they're trying to extend it from Orlando to Tampa, but there's all this bickering going on about the routing because they're trying to make the Brightline go the longer way so they can, and they're actually trying to kill it, basically, more or less, to Tampa, which sucks because really that Tampa, that I think I-4, whatever it is, the highway there, to Tampa and Orlando, it's a very dangerous freeway,
Agreed.
There are a lot of accidents, that kind of stuff. And it's a very busy area, and so Brightline eventually will get there. I believe there are smart people working at Brightline are going to, will eventually get it done. But yeah, I'm rooting for them. Let's just say,
I am
want
too.
To see that be successful because I see what they're doing can outclass Amtrak, even with the new Velia sets they got coming, or the new train sets they got. Similar thing. Amtrak just need to step their game up, and I think that's something that Brightline can really, show them how it's done. Let's just say.
I know. Now I will bring it up. Not Alan Fitter, but my friend Dimitri on his YouTube channel, The American World Cup, back almost 8 years ago on a YouTube video, talked about who really went against high-speed rail in the U.S. and it was revealed it was the airline because there was a retired CEO of United called Chris Ramble.
Oh yeah.
Like, have you ever watched watched the video talking about him.
No, I mean, I'm aware that the rear airlines guys would be against this
Because
again, look,
did
back in the day,
retired
the streetcars, just a second, the streetcar stuff down in LA, right? You and the whole entire the GM, Firestone, and all the other guys got together and colluded against the streetcars, right? Because they wanted to have. It's the same reason why we got jaywalking as a law, right? You know, because there was pressure from outside sources that said the roads are for cars, people are secondary, you know, which especially nowadays, you start doing walking around, you get older, basically, you want to walk around or whatever, you know. You don't want to basically think like the cars can just think like they have right away all the time. They don't need to slow down in cities, you know, which they do. You know, I'm a driver, but I mean, I'm still respectful of pedestrians. You know, but
to be honest, a lot of people think that GM streetcar scandal is a hoax and fake, but it's not, because the government literally fined GM and gave them a slap on the wrist. If it was not real.
Right.
Then why did the government did that? Am I right?
Of course. Well, look, you know, the thing was the evidence is there. We know that what happened, basically. Obviously, they're in the business thing. Obviously, their incentives are right to get rid of those competition. So they force you into cars, and not just that, but buses, which will use rubber tires, right? You know, and gasoline and the whole entire thing, right? You know, and they can build the buses for them as well. So I'm just saying, it's like, you know, you talk about these things. There's no question there was an incentive to do that. I could definitely say there's no question the streetcar networks were getting old, and they were running out of their life at that point, needed to be refreshed.
Funny thing is that the streetcar system, when all the electrified streetcar system, they were not even 50 years old. Some of them were 50 years old when all did what happened, but some of them were around 30, 40 years old when all that happened.
Yes.
So that excuse right there saying that they were old, that did BS.
Well, what I'm saying is here's the deal, because I'm aware of at least the Bay Area stuff. Like I said, my backyard little thing anyways, was I know the key system and some other systems. Tracks were definitely kind of like not kept up to standard, basically, because of, again, financially was deferred maintenance, you know. And the issue is where the government screwed the rail. Okay. So fare boxes, right? We know this in New York and other places where they demand, and even San Francisco as well, I remember, where they demanded certain like flat rate fares. They didn't let the companies raise their fares to.
The government screwed the rail, I know, and I agree with you on that, because
then what happens? You set a situation up where, of course, like they're not going to maintain the rails because they have no money coming in the fare box to keep things going. Not just that, but also the whole entire two-man crews and everything. There's a lot of like stuff that they really financially screwed things up, so they couldn't keep those systems like going, basically, you know, and set a situation up where the government could then swoop in after the fact and buy all this stuff up and convert it into buses, mostly. Some trolley buses still around, which is good, of course, but you know, San Francisco, whatever kind of places, but you know, it's like, yeah. So
and can I bring up
stuff?
Can I bring it up? Some people might take it controversial, but cars are not freedom. That it's a big hose. Am I right?
Well, cars are and aren't freedom. Okay, there's two ways of looking at it. One way you have to understand is that, yeah, when I get out of a vehicle, I can go wherever I want, when I want, more or less. It's true. However, obviously, just like we talk about things like induced demand and places like that, where they talk about one more lane pro thing, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a freeway.
But
you're free to drive on.
You also got
freeway in Houston, right? Example. One down in LA, whatever is other example. Maybe you look at Toronto, places like that. You know, you're not going to you can't build enough lanes to satisfy capacity. So you have that, plus what other people have talked about before as well about the cost of ownership. You know, I have a vehicle, you know, it's gas, it's going to be oil changes, it's going to be insurance, it's going to be, you know, all the regular upkeep of the car and everything, you know, keeping it clean, basically, whatever, you know, car washes, whatever else, you know, it's a lot, you know. So it's not including the major issue, which of course, obviously, the cost of the vehicle itself. It's, you know, 20, 30, 40, I mean, it can get expensive, you know, depending on which car you get, vehicle you get.
And then you got to think about the people who are poor, the people who are physically or mentally unable to drive.
Well, yeah, and I will tell you that there are people that, mobility-wise, it's not going to work for them to drive. Yes, 100%. Financially, yes, there's some people, if they need to live in those more walkable, urbanist areas, that's what they have. That's the deal. I could also say the good news, there is rideshare systems that are available, of course.
But remotely for old people, but for young people who are physically unable to drive or unable to walk, it kind of screwed them over.
And the other way it looks too, which is also if you watch, of course, I'm guessing you probably do. Not just Bikes and JB, right? You watch him, Orangefield, and he talks a lot about bike infrastructure and stuff like that, or the other hand,
not just bikes. I'll bring up not just bikes too.
Bring up not just bikes.
Yeah. But the thing is, he makes a great point. I like watching his videos, and look at the infrastructure that's amazing in Amsterdam, and there are a few places like that around the world.
Not just gays.
And the thing is, it's not just, like I said, somebody can ride a bike someplace, and they could get one of those cargo bikes or, feet bike or whatever, because name it for it. But yeah, cargo bike, whatever else, you can go to the store and get certain things, and deliveries are available. Of course, nowadays, not just Amazon, but other places can just do home delivery. And so, I think there are a lot of ways nowadays in the modern world we live in to live a somewhat car-free life. And even, I think Alan Fisher's talked about this too, basically, and others, I'm sure that Race as well has talked about this. And, you just have to set your life up like that. Yes, 100% cars are not liberating and freedom for everyone. And there is definitely concern about people that don't have the money to be able to afford to have a working vehicle, and not just that, but also the cost in some places, to have a working vehicle gets more expensive in some states because of a lot of external, factors. Like I said, go to California, look how much they're paying for gas, look how much insurance costs, look how, some of the smog check stuff they get into and all the other things over there, and it can add up, and yes, it's hard.
Now here's something I'll bring up. Illinois, back in 2018, Illinois, and they were talking about doing a light rail system in one of their big cities in Illinois. The big oil company, the car mechanic, the car dealership, even the ones who run car insurance companies, they got afraid and they got all together and they made a law. They got the senator to make a law saying you cannot build commuter rail in this state.
So light rail or commuter rail, in which city? You know what city it was possibly? I just want to look it up. It'd be fun to know.
I can't remember. It was probably the big city right there in the middle of Illinois, not Chicago. Because
I was going to say, because Chicago, obviously, of course, they got the L's and their modal, they got the L and they got the Metro, basically a little bit of, interurban with the South Shore, But, yeah, let's see here. Basically,
because, wait, it was either Indianapolis, if I can remember.
Oh, okay, Indianapolis. You're talking Indiana, basically, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the frustrating thing is obviously when those forces line up. But the other way you look at it too is, what happens basically the way I see it is you have people that are advocates that they're going to be against the system, but if you don't have enough people with good arguments or reasons, cases they're making to build the system, I mean, the politicians want to get reelected, and you have to basically get a coalition of people, just like, in places where they've had these freeway revolts against San Francisco and elsewhere, basically, where they've, pushed back against freeways, even Portland, they're pushing out against the freeways, and so you can go both ways, is my point, and you just need a coalition of people that are pro these things. And
speaking of that, I want to bring that up. There are a coordination of people in San Francisco protesting against road building. Like there's a video up on YouTube, I don't know what name of it is, where these people are standing in front of Interstate 5 saying, no traffic, more trains.
Right. Well, see, again, like I said, I know that there have been coalitions of people, like I said, SF, definitely, because they had they were going to have a bunch more freeways there. They tore They had some that were there. They took them down. They were looking at Embarcadero. It definitely is a much nicer spot now, lonely Embarcadero, versus where they have the Embarcadero Freeway. Finally, it got done with building the central subways, at least, well, part of it anyways, I'll say, Chinatown, North Beach area, which is good. So, that's a positive thing. Projects get done. Like I said, we just need people to be advocates for these things. And, the most important thing is to have arguments so that the politicians listen and they say, hey, we're going to build this, in some cases, like I will say, if it comes down to a bright line type situation or something like that, I'm looking forward to maybe some of these other places, if that turns out to be a successful thing, which I really hope it turns out to be, it does spur additional investment from the private sector to work with public and build more stuff,
But it's crazy. I'm not going to lie.
No, it is. And I would say that, when it comes down to some of these cities and everything else, they are underfunding their programs they have, because there's no question that some of the systems are woefully underfunded, so that you want to talk about getting people out of their cars. Well, you look at what happens in other countries where you have a good modal shift to people getting, either biking or taking trains or buses or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you don't run it that often, if you don't run any service, people are just not, you have cars, you're not going to get people out of their cars, But if you run them often enough, like it sounds like what they're going to do in Toronto, this RER-like service we run by DB, I think, for Go Transit or Go whatever.
Go Transit.
They're actually going to get, a better service up there, which then should help get more people out of their cars, But that's the key, the way I see it, Because again, if you don't run the service, I'm not going to wait an hour or two, whatever, for a train or something like that, if I can get in my car. But if you run it every 20 minutes or something, a certain headway, then I have a choice.
The speed track in Chicago, like the Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the Speedway right there in Chicago with Metra?
Racetrack, you mean, basically? You mean the BNSF one, you mean, or what?
Yeah, the BNSF one.
Yeah, the one that goes down to Aurora. I think Aurora, basically, if I remember correctly, but yeah.
That line, like the trains, when you're waiting on Metro, you only wait about 15 to 20 minutes.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They run enough of them down there, basically. Aurora, basically, that's where it goes to. When they run enough of them, basically, that's the point. It becomes a situation where you can rely upon. And also, I'd have to say this is partly an issue of running the way we're running our commuter rails with these diesel local haul trains, instead of going more to EMU type situations where you can run them more often, better starts, that kind of stuff, like Caltrain's doing, which I'd love to see, other agencies pick that thing up and start doing those things. You could look at what they can do over in Salt Lake City,
Like Salt Lake City improving their stuff too. Let's not forget them. They're improving.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, because I'm saying Stadler's right in their backyard, I mean, it's a perfect, situation where Stadler, I hope Stadler can get more orders for those kind of things. But, I'm just saying, if you get those places where you aren't dealing with the freight railroads with their nonsense of, trying to run double stack trains and all the other stuff, but reasons why they don't want electrification around. I'm just thinking that lets you have more frequency more often. Again, where I'm saying for California, could end up leading the nation for certain things, for both especially with the Ivy Rail, but also more importantly with Brightline, the way I see it, and the Caltrain, what they end up doing. And I think there could be some potential positive things, let's say, coming out of that.
Now,
it does, because the problem is people that are U.S. centric don't look externally, even though those of us in our space do, recent others follow what trends are.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see why they have to do not positive trade control PTC. Why couldn't it be ETCMS level, whatever? It could have been roll out a system like that. And yes, I get you don't want to see control of certain things, but we could have been a partner with them. I mean, after all, we are military partners, and other things, in many ways. So, use their signal system modified for the U.S. market, obviously, because the trains are a little different lengths and stuff like that, block spacing and all that stuff. But, it's just having to roll your own system just requires a lot of work to get things up and running,
Now,
trains have to run safe.
My wife right here, she is from the Philippines, and they got a robust commuter rail system in her home country. Am I right, Val?
I didn't know. I know they have. I thought subways or like metro systems in Manila. I think, or whatever. But I didn't think they had commuter rail there. Basically, then again, But yeah, I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. Like if you can look at the model, like goes to like Tokyo and places like that. I always think about like the ideas. It's not like the ideas have to be patented. It's like, or you can copy ideas from elsewhere, and it's like, okay, if it works, you find something that is like what you're doing, but someplace else, and just copy the model, That's for me, anyways. I just look at that,
I know.
and that could get you more options, not just construction costs and everything else, with their construction methods and everything, which would help lower the costs and stuff, but also operational, just how things work operationally, the kind of rolling stock you buy, basically, electrification. You could talk the financing again, the way things work with Hong Kong MTR type thing, with what they're doing, the real estate being part of this deal, and I kind of felt that's been an issue. I mean, I don't want MST again, where we destroy a really beautiful station, Penn Station, but I would like to see definitely as a number of situations where we can take other spots which are not historic and whatnot, where you could potentially sell the air rights, potentially sell space along the tracks where it's next to a station where you can get some revenue in that is not just for fare costs, only to pay for these.
Now, hopefully, I do agree that the opening, but my wife got to get ready to go to bed, and it is almost 10. So talk to you later, man.
Okay. All right, that's cool. I didn't know it was your East Coast. That's cool. Yeah, I'm over in Northern Idaho, so have a good time. Have a good night, okay?
You too.
Okay, cheers. Bye.
You later. All right, that is one of the guys, and we did get deep toward the end of the live stream. That I'm not gonna lie about. Now, Val here got to get ready to go to bed soon because you got to get up at 3 because you got work at 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, but it's been crazy because all stuff we said it's true and it go deep when you did think about it. But yeah, and that's something I am going to be on it about. So yeah. Like, did think about it. This up, we go deep with. But I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope everybody having a great week so far. Like, it is Monday. Let's not get that wrong. And the Monday. So I hope everybody is doing great. But please like and subscribe. And and I'm going to belly chicken you there. Nope. But I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Have a night, everybody. And I hope everybody have a good time. Bye.